Good evening, otherworldies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark mass diva. Alright, so I was on Reddit, and there was a woman who was complaining that her friends ask her to do things, and her friends have more money than she has. Okay, and they ask her to do things, and she really doesn't know how to come out and say, hey, look, I really can't afford to go out and do those things. Otherworldies. I think if you don't have the money to go out and do things with people, I think you should just come out and say, hey, look, I really can't afford to go do that. Alright, so if your friends have extra money, they may say, I'll just pay for your ticket, or hey, I got this, or whatever. Okay, or they'll say, oh, okay, and they'll go without you. Okay, here's the thing. You don't need to feel ashamed of not having that level of disposable income. Okay, and if they're true friends, they're not going to embarrass you by asking you out to do things that you cannot afford. Here's the thing. We've been in a recession for the past almost, I'm going to say like 3 years, okay? We've been in a recession for the past 3 years, and we know why. It's because of the pandemic. Alright, so there was a time where people didn't pay their rent for about 2 years, right? What's going on right now? A lot of people are on the street because they had a grace period where they didn't have to pay their rent for 2 years. What they didn't realize is when the moratorium lifted, they were going to have to pay their rent. Okay, nobody has that big chunk of money where they could pay all that back rent at once. So what happened? There's a bunch of evictions going on right now. There's a bunch of people on the street. I live in a pretty big city, and I'm looking all over the place, and there are people just setting up camp on the sidewalks, living on sidewalks. Okay, so I'm walking down the street, and the cops are trying to get them to move off the sidewalks and stop living on the sidewalks. It's really pretty sad. All right, but people thought that they did not have to pay their rent for 2 years, and for some reason they were going to still be able to stay in their dwellings, and so there were all these people that thought they would never have to pay that money back, and now they have been evicted from their homes. Okay, it's really very sad. All right, so here's the thing. If you are paying all your bills and taking care of your business and doing what you need to do with your money, if you don't have the same disposable income as your friends, that is nothing to be ashamed of. Also, and this is going to come as a surprise from somebody who is an entertainment promoter. You guys know I'm Dark Mass Diva Promotions, right? Alright, so this is going to come as a surprise. What you might want to be doing right now is putting your money away. Alright, Zen the Billionaire Boss, he has a good video out right now called Playing It Safe. You might want to go check that out. Okay? But here's the thing you might want to be doing right now. You might not want to be spending your money on entertainment. Yes, an entertainment promoter just told you that right now. You might want to just kind of be putting your money away, kind of letting it stack a little bit. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you if you don't have a bunch of disposable income right now. We are not in times where people are swimming in money. Right? We are in a recession. Alright? Gas is very expensive. Everything is very expensive. Okay, there are not a whole lot of like rich people running around right now. Not a whole lot of people with disposable income right now. Alright? And if you have insensitive friends who are trying to make you feel poor, and like you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, just so you can go out with your friends and try to keep up with them, they need to stop. They need to stop doing that. They need to stop asking you out, and you're having to do that and not pay your bills just so you can go out and do things with people. Okay, you need to find things to do that are not that expensive to where you're out of pocket just to try to go hang out with people. Okay, what you're going to want to be doing right now, just in case another wave comes over where the virus mutates, it gets worse, you're going to want to start putting your money away right now. Okay, you're going to want to start using your brain, You're going to want to start just putting money away. You're going to want to start thinking investment, okay? You're going to want to just put your money in a safe. You're going to want to be doing things like that. You're not going to want to be blowing money on entertainment. You're not going to want to do things like that. You're not going to, unless you won the lottery or something like that, you're not going to want to be blowing a lot of money on entertainment, period, right? You're going to want to have some fun every once in a great while, but you're not going to want to just be going crazy, okay? So if people are trying to ask you out all the time to do all these things, and they think you have all this money, and like they do all this disposable income, that's just that's inconsiderate of them. All right, so just say, hey, my money's really tied up right now, I can't. Okay, I really can't afford to do that right now. And don't be afraid to tell people, hey, I really just need to pay my bills right now. Okay, because that's being an adult. That's adulting. Paying your bills is adulting. Okay, so do not feel ashamed. And maybe you do have some disposable income or whatever, and you would rather just put it away and save it. Or you would rather just invest it in stocks, or you would rather just do something else, and you don't want to go out and do all these things that they're doing. You don't want to go out, whatever they're doing, okay? That's okay. All right, you don't need to feel bad about that. Just tell the people no, that you can't, okay? And they're really jerks if they don't understand that, okay? We don't have it all to just blow on everything, okay? This is a time in the economy. This is an era of time where we need to be more conservative with our spending, okay? We don't want to go into another depression. We need to really just start saving money, okay? So if you have these friends that are asking you to do things, you really need to not be ashamed, okay? We don't want to have all this shame-based emotion surrounding our finances, okay? And these are the times to save. Right now is the time to save your money, okay? So go ahead and tell those friends, hey, I'm sorry, I really don't have it right now, okay? I'm just paying all my bills. I'm just adulting. So just go ahead and do that, and just tell your friends that you can't. All right, and if they keep trying to pay for you, I really don't feel comfortable doing that. If you really don't want them to, okay, and that's fine too. If you don't want them to, or if you feel okay letting them do that, that's fine too. That's that's your thing. So just put your money away right now, okay? That's what I would advise you to do. And if they have one of those things where they have a grace period where you don't pay your rent, you still need to pay your rent. All right? Because look at all these people that are on the street now. They thought they could get away with not paying their rent, so they didn't pay their rent. They ordered a bunch of DoorDash. They did a bunch of silly stuff, okay? People had stimulus checks, and instead of paying their rent, they went out and bought a bunch of silly stuff. I saw that. I saw people get stimulus checks, and they didn't pay their rent with it. They didn't pay their bills with it. Okay, I got a stimulus check, and you know what I did? I paid off debts with it. Okay, I paid off bills. I was really happy to get those checks, and I paid things off with them, and I was really glad to get them. That's what you were supposed to do with them. You weren't supposed to, do stupid stuff with them. So I was really glad to do that, and I did buy a few fun things with them, but I was really just paying bills with them. So really just you want to be frugal right now. So don't feel bad if you can't go and do all these things with your friends who have more disposable income. There's no shame in this. You pay your bills. You really, look at the state of the economy. Look at what's been going on for the past few years, and you want to stay healthy. You don't want to screw yourself. You want to put money away. Okay, so that's what's going on right now, and do not ever feel ashamed. All right, I love you. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mass Diva, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.